Hello everybody, how are you? Kia ora and welcome from New Zealand. It's so bright out here today. I thought it was going to be, I came out and it was all overcast and I went, oh, it's a bit dull. Come on, Gaia, what about a bit of sun? Next minute the sun's come out. Now I'm going to complain about the sun. No, I'm not. It's beautiful.
I'm going to try something. Just give me 2 seconds. Hello everybody. Give me 2 minutes to just do something here. And if I just adjust like that, I go okay, I go like that, boom!
Awesome. Hi Heather, how are you? Got us? Are we on It Is Cosmic today, darling?
We should be. That's where I signed us
Good,
up
good.
on.
Just making sure that you've got it right because that's so important for me and us. What? So everybody, today viruses part 3. So where are we coming from with viruses? We've covered quite a bit of ground over the last 2 parts. Hi Judy, how are you? So I won't say hi to every single person that comes on once we get into a role. What I'll do is I'll do something. I'll work it out on the film here. So viruses, I just want to have a little intro of my own here about viruses because I've been talking to Louise about it and I'm going, we're on now part 3. What the heck are we doing with this? Where is this going? Hi, Tracy. Well, for us, it's about bringing awareness. And not only are we bringing awareness to you, we're bringing awareness to ourselves. We're re-remembering some things and some knowledge and experiences that we also have had regarding viral energy. Hi, Debbie. And the thing is that I had no idea at a human level that it was such a massive subject. I mean, I've been up in the middle of the night meditating and breathing and going, my God, what say everything that disrupts and distorts and breaks down comes from a viral energy. Hi, Lynn, how are you? Nice to see you here. What say everything comes from a viral energy? And we're not just talking about, oh, I've got a flu and a cough, I've got a virus. We're talking about all the things we've covered, part 1 and 2. We're talking about everything, a viral energy in society. We're talking about everything right down to, let's take it down to the basic point. What does a virus do in your computer? Come on in, darling. Come and join the show.
I'm actually just, I'm loving listening to your strength coming through.
So here's the question. What does a virus in a computer do? What is it created to do? Lou asked me this question a few seconds ago when she was making us making herself a flat white. I'd already got mine, a coffee. And thank you, darling. What does a virus computer energy do? What is it designed to do? One of those viruses that comes into a computer. Have a think about it. That's right, breaks you down, breaks your computer down, distorts the communication, breaks the communication so that you cannot have that flow of communication that you're wanting with your computer. It buggers it up, basically.
No information's coming through.
No information coming through. Lack of communication. It's a breakdown, right? That's what it's set to do. What say you get into a situation with a friend or a group of friends or whatever, and you're talking about somebody, and it sort of turns into a bit of gossip. You're actually, without permission, talking about another human being. Nobody should put their hand up and say, I've never done that. Nobody. Because that would be a gross lie, or else you're a butterfly or something like that.
Or you just popped into the earth for the split second.
Yeah, or for the first lifetime you just arrived or whatever. We've all done that. And then that gossip is it's unconscious gossip. That is the start of a virus. That's the start of viral energy. So when we look at it in this greater spectrum, from viral energy that's come from an implant that's been placed within you, or should we say what's the word?
A trigger or
a tracker. A tracker that has been placed within you from outside into your being, knowingly or unknowingly, from different source, and that different source could be an off-planetary interference or an interference that's come via a human being, who knows. And then that tracker starts getting, or the implant is triggered into a tracker, then you're tracked, and then it turns into a viral energy. We talked about that on day 1, didn't we?
Both at day 1 and day 2, yeah.
So and now today we're going to introduce the sexual energy virus, as talked about by Adamus and Tobias.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. What is the relevance in that? What the hell is this?
And I just want to out front here just turn and say this wasn't something that we created. It's been Tobias and the Saint Germain, Adama Saint Germain Energy spoke about it in the Crimson Circles, and they brought it out at that particular time. But it's come back into my memory. It's come back into my knowledge, and I just did I sat with myself. I meditated. And I was asking my team, what's the connection? And what we're about to say now is the result of the connection of the title or the label, the sexual energy virus, and the viral energy that we're talking about at the moment.
Let's just be very clear. No one owns anything. No one owns that title. No one owns anything in particular. There may be people that have brought it out and distribute it in a particular way, and that's totally fine, and it may or may not resonate. But because we're talking about viral energy, have done prior to this live with, over the last 1, 2 or 3, today we're going to talk about the sexual energy virus as first mentioned by this group some time ago, and what that actually means, the way we're going to explain it, what it means to us, and what it may also mean to you. There might be a lot of questions happening now, and please always remember that you can private message us later. The other thing I'd like to say right now, share, share, share. Share, share, share. Share, share, share. We want to get this out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queer, queer, queer. Share, share, share. I just thought I'd say that because I can.
Because you can, right. So, can I jump in here, sweetheart?
Yeah, absolutely. Jump in, darling.
So, the reason I wanted to touch on the sexual energy virus is because, the word sex, the word sexual, it conjures up this image within us humanity. Whether we think it does or doesn't, we have this connotation about that subject. All right, and then you put the word virus. And then you put the word viral energy with it, and all of a sudden your mind goes from this neat little box here, and it goes, and it sort of like explodes, because all of a sudden there's all of this sort of thing. It's just, what I want you to get in your head is that a viral energy, when it comes in and it begins to attack an individual or a group or family or anything like that, what it does is it creates compulsion, it creates addictive behavior, it creates that I need to do this, and I don't know why I need to do this. You might have somebody who has been perfectly fine in your eyes for years, but all of a sudden you sort of see that they're becoming very submissive, they're becoming very doormatty type, and you say, what's going on? Why? What's happening? And you go, oh, don't know. I really don't know. But what's happening is something inside of them has triggered, and they may have been abducted, they may have been mentally abused, they may have been sexually abused, they may have been all three. Because I want you to understand, every single person on this planet has had abuse of some sort of some time in their life, okay? And that gives a keyhole to this the virus energy, which, for want of a better word, the sexual virus energy comes in, because it's that intimate part of us that really does work at an emotional level. And that's where the viral energy starts to work at. It works at an energy level of emotion, because the emotion overrides your logic, and you start working from emotiveness, not logic. Carry on, sweetheart. I'm throwing you right in the middle of the deep end here.
I don't know what I was going to say then. Well, maybe I'll say this. What I see is that viral energy, and maybe we can talk about the sexual viral energy, creates imbalance with feminine and masculine energy. And I'm not just talking about a man versus a woman. I'm talking about within your own balance. Because let's face it, we are all masculine, we are all feminine. The sexual viral energy will create an imbalance within your own energy, and therefore within a relationship with other person or persons. Okay? Does that make sense?
Okay. So,
I just haven't finished.
Sorry, darling.
I just want to... Very good. Okay, hi everybody. How do we stop it is the question. That's a great question. We're not going to necessarily offer solutions today because that's another session. We're probably going to be talking about solutions tomorrow. So please share this around, and tomorrow we're going to start talking more about, is that correct? Solutions.
And the reason is because I've asked Platorans to come in, and he is our Pleiadian mentor from the Pleiadian Council, and I want him to explain from his perspective what viral energy and viruses are in our world, okay? Because as I said the other 2 days, a virus is something that is off-planetary. It doesn't actually belong to our world from the information that I've come in to understand, okay?
But it can be perpetuated in our world through inheritance and through the ongoing patterning and behaviour of that, perpetuating it, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So there's also something else I want to draw your attention to. A lot of people will say, oh, that's dark energy. Oh, that's dark energy.
What, you mean what we're talking about?
Yeah, no, just in conversation they'll feel something, and or they'll see somebody doing something and they go, oh, they've got some dark energy hanging around them.
Yep.
That's viral infection. That is the virus energy working through them. Because think about it, as I was saying to Heather earlier on, and what she's just said to you, what does a virus do? A virus goes into the organism or goes into the program that it's directed at to break it down from the inside out. So there's miscommunication, there's misfiring of synaptics, there's depression that comes in, there's all of this stuff that happens to break you down. Dark energy, when somebody says, oh, they've got dark energy, or they feel like they've got dark energy messing around with them, stop, breathe, take a look and say, hang on, wait a minute, is this just a down day, or is there something else happening at this particular moment?
In other words, what can I take responsibility for that I'm allowing, and what's coming in that I'm also allowing at some level that I need to be a little bit more knowledgeable about and strong in my I am to release from me. And if you need help with it, getting help and seeking help from yourself from others with this. Can I just say, create a watch party or share now, and if you want to continue to receive notifications, we do this as much as we can, 2 o'clock every day, put the notify me now click button down there, okay? So share this around, please, guys, get it out there and invite your friends along. Okay, so the thing is, this is not about blaming other people for what's happening in their energy. It's about us taking responsibility and going, what's happening with me? So bring it back to self. How am I feeling? What's going on? What are my patterns? What have I allowed to permeate me? Don't be self-hatred or beating yourself around. It's about now, with a wiser stand and a higher vibrational level of observership, you can start to do something to release and remove this. Solutions tomorrow. So join us tomorrow, same time. More of the solutions.
And also with the fact that we want to address all the solutions tomorrow, we've spoken about this for 3 days now. Go back and listen to the yesterday and the day before and even today, and if you've got questions that pertain to things that we've said, write to us. Say, I'd like you to cover this. I'd like you to give me a solution for this. I'd like to know how to do this. Because we're going to come through and we're going to give you broad spectrum solutions about what we've covered. But you might have something that you've listened to and you go, oh, hang on, wait a minute, what about that? So please, private messages. And before, sorry, sweetie, I haven't finished yet. I want to throw something else on this about the viral energy before I bring Platorans through.
I want to speak before you bring Platorans through.
There's 2 things I want you to think of, is that viral energy can actually come through inherited triggers in our life, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Have you ever looked at somebody as you're growing up and going, God, I hope I don't turn out like them, okay? And it could be an aunt, an uncle, a parent, whatever, okay? And then you grow up and you suddenly look at yourself and you go, my God, I've got exactly the same traits. And yet you shouldn't have, because you might not be biologically connected to them, i.e. immediate son or daughter or whatever. They might be a cousin 3 times removed or something like that. And there's all of this happening. This is because viral energy is a virus, and it will infect wherever it can in the family, okay? So it might skip a generation, like twins do. They're not a virus, by the way. They're actually a blessing. But I want you to understand that in our family heritage, there are things that come through our family heritage from our parents, from our bloodline, that manifest in us, okay? And we go, where did this come from? Now, some of this is the fact that, yes, we have brought it through from past lives, okay? And others, it's because it's triggers, all right? It's triggers that are inherited. Now, how do you stop that? There is, again, I'm going to bring this solution tomorrow. There is a very definite way of stopping that from happening. But I needed you to be able to see that this is the sort of thing that we're talking about. Sweetheart.
So I just want to speak to those of you that have not seen us before, and I think there's a lot more people coming on now. Just a heads up, and you'll see that we are raw, we're authentic, we say it like it is.
Yep.
Oops. Right, so that was just a message, excuse me. So we're raw and authentic, we say it like it is, we're not part of the love and light community. In fact, we don't even really consider ourselves light workers in that particular way. Probably warriors of light or workers of light is probably more, if you want to give us a label, but we're not even really into labels. We're not New Ageists, we're not religious, and we certainly don't pertain to any one particular group. We've had lots of experience in our own life, separately and together, and many lifetimes, and lots of inner delving and connecting and actioning different things in our life. So we speak from our experience, really, and we also speak from that which is given to us, which becomes our experience as well. So if you're wanting something that's raw, authentic, no bullshit, no love and light, let's just say it what it is and not pretend what's not going on this planet, then go to It Is Cosmic and be like and follow us on this Facebook page. Absolutely. And go to our website and sign up for the newsletter, which may be irregular, but you'll get something from us eventually, because we are here and we are putting our hand up and saying, where's our tribe? Yep. We're here. If you're sick of the same old, then that's not us. Come on and join us.
And we only get, we come on 20 minutes, 30 minutes every day. But before we run out of time of our linearity.
It doesn't matter. Today we might go over time.
Today we're going to go over time a little bit.
Share this around. We'll go over time.
I think it's important because, as I say, tomorrow we are going to bring solutions. But I want Platorans to give you a definitive view of what he thinks, what he knows viruses are on our planet. All right, so I'm going to hand over to Heather just to hold the space while I go into breath. And Carol, thank you so much. We know that you regularly here. Thank you, and that you started a watch party. Thank you. All right.
Okay, guys. So Louise, who's a transmitter of information from some of our off-planetary energies that have been tested and challenged by us many, many times. We don't just let any energy come in and speak via Louise, certainly not, as we wouldn't via any of our own energies. So she's just going to get into breath and then bring through an energy that we know as Platorans, who's from the Pleiadian Council. And I'm sure Platorans is not his real name. It's a name for us to understand, but his vibration and his energy is beautiful, and he's also brought forward the Pleiadian activation energy healing that we utilise to help and assist people to remove implants, trackers, markers, etc., and to access true healing. Remembering that you ultimately are your own healer. So we're facilitating that healing, and he's facilitating that healing with you. So if anyone comes to you and says, I'm a healer, I can do this, forget it. You have to be in agreement that you know you can access that with that person that's helping you. Okay? Just to clarify. Okay.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Platorans, I am of the Pleiadian Council, and I am of that which is the medical side of the Council of Pleiades, inasmuch as my forte, my strength, is to study the different species of the cosmos and assist them where they are at within their journey of expansion and well-being and holisticness within their journey. This dear one, and the one Heather have asked me to speak with you about the viral or virus energy that has been found upon this planet, because many humans have within themselves an opportunity at times, a momentarily lapse where energies infiltrate them and becomes viral. And thus your medical society is unable to find clues, unable to find means to heal your physical body because a viral or a virus energy is attacking that which is your physiology. Now, the viral energy that is represented within the human body is just a mirroring of what is the greater complexity of what is in the energy of the globe at this moment. These viruses were brought upon this planet many, many thousands, if not a couple of billion years ago, with the introduction firstly by the Anunnaki. They brought with them their own mutated diseases when they began to mess around with that which is the human genome to create slave races, etc. They embedded certain things within the genome to control you through time, through energy. You have evolved, you have released much from your energies, much from your physiologies. And there have been other species that have manipulated and come into this realm to debunk and to destroy that which is the consciousness of humanity, yes, to create slave mentality, slave races, to enable you to always be small. And this is the prime factor of a viral energy. Now, the viral energy, if I can just explain it this way, is a bacteria or a imprint from another off-planetary place brought into a place of being which it should not exist in, and so to survive, it mutates and it rearranges itself to survival mode, which means that it overrides and it overbattles and overcomes and tries to take ownership of the host that it lives in. Now, you could say that sounds like a parasite, and in many ways you would be correct. A viral parasite is what is in existence on this planet at this moment through various means of infiltration. It manifests itself in the human species and also, believe it or not, your plants and the subspecies known as the animal kingdom. The viral disease is not just immune to the physicality of the human species. Yes, there are many variations that are placed within the different species of your trees, your plants, your animals, the ones that you hold dear, because you see the species or the beings from other planets know that humanity's grouping of compassion is such that they will open themselves up to ensure that others are well taken care of, to ensure the well-being and the holisticness of others. And they, by opening themselves up from a heart-centered place, they allow a viral infection to come in. Why? Because they are saying, I wish to be of service, I wish to be in perfect alignment, I open my heart up to XYZ that is in front of me because I trust them to heal me. I trust them to teach me. I trust them to do this. And so what they're doing is humanity does this 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, or perhaps let's be a little bit more logistical about this, probably 7 times out of 10 if we want to bring in a correct figuration. Most of you will just blindly trust what is before you because it is labeled in a certain way, it is wrapped up in a certain way, and it is presented in a certain way. And so you trust it. But there is about a 3%, maybe a 3.5% that comes out and challenges and says, I'm not going to open up, I'm not going to trust, I'm not going to do this, because trust is earned. Now, it's not a bad thing not to trust. It's not a bad thing to trust. What is having the definitive knowledge, having the definitive wisdom to know that when you are connecting with energies, be it human energy to human energy, that you are allowing yourself to censor, in a manner of speaking, to filter, to identify the energy behind the energy. So in other words, when this one first was introduced to me and I to her, there was a dialogue that went through. There was a test that was done. There was many, shall we say, nights and days of challenges that were interjected between us before there was permission for me to even put a little finger of energy into this one for what we would call a trance communication. What was happening to begin with was we would drop information in her. She would then allow the translation to come through, but it was not a true body trance communication as is at this particular moment. Now, trust is earned. When you look at the energy of that what you are working with, you must know that you are working with a human being or a energy working through the human being to connect with your heart intent. If your heart intent is such that you are open enough to that which is the trueness of what is going on, you will naturally have what we call a heart filter. A heart filter will enable you to be to use human words, we don't truly like it, but be protected, or shall we say, to have a barrier between the flow of incorrect energy. Think of it this way: your brain has a veil or a protective field around it that is called the blood barrier. Yes, and what happens there is that this blood barrier protects your brain from the infiltration of high amounts of nutrients, of fluid, etc., but it allows a certain amount of blood, a certain amount of nutrients to consistently go through the blood barrier. And that is what we say that all humanity should have within themselves, is a visible or a tangible energy barrier that filtrates that which is coming towards them. This will assist greatly in your perception, your awareness, your consciousness of being when you are connecting to other energies, because viral infection is from an off-planetary zone existing within another being that is triggered and is tracked by the beings that are manipulating. Now, what do we say by this? And I see that there are comments coming up. I will leave these to Heather to deal with. I just wish to get the message through, and we can always relate further to what is happening. Viral energy at this particular time, you must understand, is something that cannot be cured by humanity. I am sorry. But in the fact that there is viral energy, there is the awareness that in an unconscious moment, you are open to it. When you become conscious, when you become aware, you are creating a barrier. You are creating that part of yourself that is allowing yourself to sit, to observe. Because when you become aware of the viral energy that is in this particular society, in this particular global environ, yes, you will understand that the viruses that they are actually discovering on your planet, in your soils, have been here for many hundreds, thousands of years. And if humanity has only been around for a certain period of time, where have these viruses come from? They have come, as I said, from different off-planetary visitations, starting with the Anunnaki. And then there are others, etc., etc., etc. Now, virals and viral energy, sexual viral energy, the energy that dictates a way of being that is beyond your conscious compulsion. In other words, you know you should be going, for argument's sake, in this direction in your life, but there is something inside of you that breaks you down, that defuncts your logic, and emotionally drives you to another way, or has this happening to you where you shut down. There is no emotion. There is no feeling, and you function almost robotically in a certain way. And when somebody will challenge you, you will defend to your last breath of the fact that it is your right to be this way. You will not listen. Viral energy affects the logic. It goes into the temporal brain. Yes, the temporal part of your brain. It bypasses your front lobe because it knows that if it can get into the temporal, which is your memory, your sensory, your thoughts, etc., it then can go into the frontal lobe, which is the part of you that deals with your everyday decision making. Yes? Now, what I want you to begin to do is I want you to not sit in fear. I do not want you to sit in fear, because fear is another doorway that allows viral energy to latch hold of you. These two will have many opportunities to assist you in answering your questions. But understand that viral energy comes not from this planet, but it comes through people, it comes through the energies that are working outside of the boundaries of this planet, the off-planetary beings, the ancient Anunnaki that still reside upon this planet. They infiltrate the virus into the human genome to control. And so once you know what it's there for, you know you can take back your power. You can begin to work on that which is your inhibitiveness. Yes, you can inhibit the viral infection by standing in your truth, by standing in that which is what you refer to as the I am energy. Yes? When you come into this place, into this knowledge, and you begin to address the viral energy, not from a medical point of view, not from a mental point of view, but from that heart-centeredness, from that place of being in the very core of you, and you begin to denounce it, you begin to break it down at the very core, because you will have to go into the cell, you will have to go into the heart, you will have to go into the blood, you will have to have implants removed from you, you will have to have trachas and such like removed from you. And if you do not know who to address with that, then reach out, for we will do that for you. We will reach out and do this through distance, or if you're here, we will take you into the bed of the healing, and we will do this with you on a one-to-one basis. But it is time that you, the human, stop relying on everybody else and start to address what is going on. For when you look at the viral energy at a global census, you will see that there is much more breakdown in communication and society, much more breakdown in everything that is happening. Death and destruction, as you would say, is abounding, yes, in small ways and in big ways. And it is coming in through the very subtle edges where you do not expect it. And so what I'm saying to you is, do not become complacent, because the viral energy will want you to become complacent, become used to the effects of this, so that you become dull. And this is how it affects the physical as well. It'll go into the brain, it'll go into the heart, it'll go into the gut. It will get you used to being a certain way of health. It will destroy your holisticness, so you are used to walking with a limp, or walking with a walking stick, or not being able to fully breathe properly, or being weak in the body, and to forget the thoughts, and you have what you call the forgetfulness and the mind loss, yes? Where your sentences cannot be structured correctly because you cannot remember the joining words between the sentences. And so you speak in very small and simplistic ways. This is what the virus does. Now you can address this. And I will leave with these ones in their journey of giving you solutions and giving you answers on the morrow. I will leave with them the information. And so I am Platorans, and I thank you for listening to me. And if you have answers and questions, because you will have answers, because the questions that you are asking have been answered, and you will have more questions coming up from what has been answered. So I ask that you would bring them forward and allow these two to entertain you with the answers. And I hand back over to that which is Heather.
Okay, guys, thank you, Platorans. That was enlightening as usual. So we've had the pleasure to work very closely with Platorans, with the Pleiadian healing activation. It's a word, it's a way of expressing a modality whereby we access the healing along with you, so with your intent. And we were very privileged to work with that, and still do since 2010. And we have seen a lot of people come to us recently not representing, but showing and exposing viral energy within their own energy. A lot more, an upsurge in that with clients coming along recently. So I'm very grateful for that discourse. You may all have a lot of questions. Just be aware that we bring forward this information not to bring fear, but to bring awareness and to help you to stand in your truth. If there's something in your life that's a little amiss, you're not feeling quite 100%, you're sure that there's something, you could be better health and better abundance and better creative zone, then you can. You absolutely can. And if there's a hint or a smell or a look of viral energy within your own energy, then you
or
have
dark energy.
or dark energy, you have the right to go. You must go. And if you need help with that, we are here, plus there are others that will work with that. But please, when you go to somebody to facilitate your healing, please be aware to go to somebody that is there to facilitate your healing, that is there in authenticity and balance, okay? And that is not there as the healer that can fix you, but is there to walk alongside you and to access your healing. And be aware also that when you go to a person that's going to facilitate your healing, that you are able to discern whether or not this is of balance. If something doesn't feel right, don't bother. And that includes us. Simple as that.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I think we've
Solutions tomorrow.
Solutions tomorrow. Please, 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 in the comments or private message us with your questions, with thoughts, things that you'd like us to cover tomorrow with our solutions, because this is something that's very, very important. And I know that there's a lot of new people that have come on today. Apologies for not saying hello and welcome at the very, very beginning, but welcome anyway. Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
Yeah, and
please,
we look forward to you joining us for more.
tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to be looking at some solutions and talking more about this. And feel free, like Lou said, to share this around and like and join and follow us on itiscosmic.com, because we're bringing you real topics from real human galactic alien humans. That's us. We're a bit of everything, aren't we all? Here on planet Earth, and there's a lot of stuff going down at the moment, and we want you to be on top of it. We want you to be the best that you can be in your own I am, and be aware. Don't fall back into complacency or apathy or it's all too weird. You are strong beings.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. And if you want to just cut through and you want to access some remote healing via us, then private message us. Yes, we will charge for that. We've got mortgage and food bills and things like everybody else, and we've had years of experience doing this. This is what we do. So if you want to, then cut through, private message us, and we'll book you in for a session.
Absolutely.
But besides that, we will still see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and we're happy to message and chat with you.
And we're going to have plenty of solutions. Before we go, sort of been here before, what I would like you to do is, if this resonates with you, like our page. If you think you've got others with you that would really resonate with this,
competition,
get them to come on, because we're running a competition at the moment, which is for every 10 people that you bring on and they like our page and they follow us. What happens is you go into a draw, and we're going to pick out a name, and you get 50 minutes with me in channel, where you can ask the Ascended Masters or the council, whoever comes through for you, the questions, and you can have a conversation with them, and you can find out some answers for yourself. And it's free. That's what you win, okay? And it's 50 minutes. It's taped, so you've got it forever until you delete it.
And
so
I just want to say, you might want to speak to Platorans again. You can ask and say, I want to speak to that funny dude from the Pleiades about healing. Whatever it is. Okay, we're very lucky with Lou. She is a multi-transmitter. Okay, the other thing I wanted to say, I've totally forgot. No, hey, any of you that like travelling, we're going to do Sacred Sites tours in September. Now, we've got a website up. At the moment, the PayPal button's having a hissy bloody fit. So if you want to pay today, just hold off. But private message us about it, and we'll send you the link to a guy. Private message us if you want to come to Africa with us and do sacred site stuff. It's going to be really cool. 21 days, massive. And
you're going to get channeling.
You're going to get everything. And I'm going to send you the itinerary and blah, 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 and you can have a look through it. And if those of you have heard of Michael Tellinger, he's going to be presenting to us for 3 days as well. We're going to be uncovering the ground where the Anunnaki first made their entrance into this planet. Now, don't be afraid, because we're standing in our I am, and we're going to be going this in a way of empowerment. And who better to travel with than two crazy women like us, plus the other crazy people that have already signed up. I don't want you to miss out. It's not like some other bloody tour, I can tell you that. If you want real, enlightening, exciting, personal, spiritual growth adventure, then that is us. So that's tourgaia.com. We're working on that PayPal button. private message us if you want more information, and I'm very happy to speak to you personally about that. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
And if you've just joined us at this particular moment, I'm afraid you're going to have to go back and go at replay. And if you've got any, and if you are watching, just go hashtag replay. It would be great to sort of know who's watching us. And again, whatever comments you've got, remember tomorrow is Day of Solution. So
if you want a private session with Louise, if you want a remote healing, private message us. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to be doing the same thing. And I was going to say something else. I know what I was going to say. From New Zealand, Aotearoa, we say, and our indigenous Te Reo Māori culture, kia kaha. Be strong. Stand strong. Thank you, everybody.